Welcome back to my little channel. Today's video I'm going to talk about something that is boggling, mind-boggling. Remember that in 2016 in America there was an election and the not popular candidate won. It's difficult to say he's not popular because he was popular, but the media basically said no, he's not going to win, the other one is going to win. And then when he won, obviously, the story became it must have been Russian bots on Facebook. Well, obviously, just on Facebook, also on other platforms, but mostly Facebook. And the people pushing that story, that Russian bots, basically made sure that the wrong candidate won in 2016 in America, forgot that the previous president of America also had used Facebook to gain notoriety, votes in any case. It may be true that Facebook had something to do with that, both on Obama's watch and on Trump's watch. Very possible. So to make sure that no one is able to blame Facebook for meddling of elections, they are now banning politicians in Europe that are actual candidates in the European election. So they're not even hiding the fact that they are tampering with our elections. They are doing it blatantly, and still their argument is, well, yeah, but we're just removing bots. Now obviously everyone knows that Tommy Robinson, just to name one, isn't a bot. YouTube has put him in extreme limited state, so it's difficult to follow him on YouTube. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they all turned against people like Tommy Robinson. Well, obviously they turned against anyone who they consider to be guilty of wrongthing. Now it started not too long ago with other big YouTubers, people like Alex Jones, but also less big YouTubers like Gavin McInnes, for example. These people are also being destroyed by our left-wing led social media. And still they complain that the right is causing all these problems. The funny thing is, if we look at the problems we are facing in the Western world at this point in time, you'd think that, banning people who do violence is a good idea. And then saying, okay, well, these people support violence, therefore we ban them. And then we're talking about people like Tommy Robinson or like Laura Loomer, or I'm not going to name drop anymore. Sure, why not? But then Facebook still has multiple active accounts of Antifa members who are actively recruiting. We have Facebook accounts actively trying to gain votes for their political candidates. We see them actively cracking down on right-wing voices. And right-wing voices perhaps, but they're actively cracking down on people who do not push the extreme left narrative. Because let's be honest, even left-wing voices are being hunted and destroyed if they are not in the right form of left. So the very companies that claim that they are cleaning up the bots from their network are actually tampering with free elections in Europe by limiting the signals that people can hear. It's amazing that not more people think that this is a problem. But then again, I'm not big enough to even start shit. I'd rather have a huge YouTube channel myself with a huge amount of followers so that I could try and start a social action. But then again, people will probably consider me coming from the same angle as him and therefore claim my stance is based on ideological principle, which in all fairness isn't that wrong. I mean, I'm not basically behind Tommy Robinson. I mean, dude has a few good points, but I am coming at this from an ideological point. That is true. Because how can a company claim to be for open speech while censoring active members that try to gain a spot in the European Parliament? Again, this is election tampering. And I wish people would stand up and sue Mark Zuckerberg for his blatant ideological push. I'm curious what you think about this one though, so let me know what you think. Like, share and subscribe if you feel so inclined. Criticism, as always, is more than welcome, and I hope to see you all next time.